Okay, here's Palin last week on Fox. Let's listen to her and her view of whether she's running.
I think my problem is that I do have the fire in my belly. I am so adamantly supportive of the good traditional things about America and our free enterprise system, and I want to make sure that America is put back on the right track, and we only do that by defeating Obama in 2012. I have that fire in my belly.
Here's my question. The first one was, she finished in the money. Both of you guys think she'll be a serious candidate and may well be near the front. The second question is, will she change the whole nature of it? How can you have Palin in the race? You guys say, well, she won't be able to keep up on the facts and the information, perhaps the debating points. But she goes out there and stakes out positions and says, we're against anything on cap and trade. We're against on any kind of taxes. We're against, she lists her litmus test. Don't the other guys like Romney buckle to her? Because then even if they beat her, they're in trouble with her wing.
She would have a significant influence in terms of the issue dynamics of the race. Ironically, she could end up playing the role that everyone had assumed that Newt Gingrich would play by really forcing debate on certain key issues.
No, but point submission. Wow. Can't she say you have to be against taxes?
Yes,
you have to be for the Ryan plan. You have to, and every time Romney hears her say it, he says, well, if I disagree with her, even if I beat her, I'm now stuck because her people say I was wrong.
Yeah. Well, except her people in the general election wouldn't have much choice but to vote for Mitt Romney or Barack Obama.
Have a third party
well, she's going to have to make a decision in most of these states between running in a primary and running as an independent party candidate. But what she will do, and you're right, she'll pull the entire field to the right, and she'll weaken the eventual nominee, because the nominee, in order to get the nomination, is going to have to tack right.
Here's what I think she's running.
Weaker in the general election.
I think it's a bad mistake for some people to do certain things. Everybody thinks they can do everything. Every athlete we know in history thinks they can run a restaurant, for example, and they're usually disasters. Okay, she is really good. I've watched her with wonder ever since she won the nomination. She went out there in Minnesota, put on the best show, next to Obama at least, certainly the best speech. Everybody has watched. She did pretty well against Biden in that debate. She certainly didn't get hurt by it. She probably won it on points in terms of how people reacted to it. She's fantastic on a stage. When she walks out on that stage, there's something kinetic happens. She looks great. Look at her. She's alive. She's smiling. She's doing stuff. She's moving around. You can't take her eyes off what she's doing. When she gets in that booth up in Wasilla, Alaska, with Roger Ailes or somebody directing her, she's in that little booth, squeezed into answering squeezy little questions that some anchor person's asking her. She doesn't do well. She needs to get out in the air. And that's why she's on Rolling Thunder this week, why she's meeting with the bikers on Sunday, and she's going to put on an extravaganza this Sunday. You're going to see pictures in every local paper in the country. Just be non-political for a second. Isn't she better on the stage than she is in the booth?
Absolutely. And she's somebody who can go out there and electrify a crowd. But one of the things you have to do in a presidential campaign is you have to be disciplined, you have to be focused, you have to be informed, and you've got to be able to answer questions from everybody. And I think that she demonstrated with Katie Couric and with others that she has a hard time with that. She's great reading a teleprompter, giving a speech, and firing up a crowd. But I don't think she...
Do you think that's still true, the Steve Schmidt argument she doesn't know anything?
I don't know if it is or not. I know that one thing that she does know is that she is a master when it comes to marketing and her brand and her image. And she understands that the best press you ever get on a campaign is the day you get in and the day you get out. Everything in the middle is miserable. And by stoking the flames like this, she's able to continue the speculation, continue the fawning press without actually having to...
You think it's just a book tour is what it is?
I think ultimately she doesn't run.
Okay, let's take a look. Here's Palin's PAC, her political action committee, posted some photos of the bus on their website. Now, she's got this bus. So let's take a look at it. Well, I don't know what to make of that thing. I guess it's a bus. It's not a very exciting bus. Anyway, she's going to go out on the road. But I think the big story is Sunday. She meets with Rolling Thunder guys, the bikers, the guys, a lot of MIA-type guys, very angry about the Vietnam War being disaffected. A lot of them with ponytails, big guys with the vest they wear, and they ride big hogs, big bikes. She's identifying with that part of America. Tell me about that culture, what statement she's making.
Well, what she's saying is, I am the anti-elite. I'm the anti of Washington. I'm someone who's very comfortable hanging around with a bunch of bikers, wearing on Harleys, wearing leather jackets. What will be interesting is that there are always some fringe elements of Rolling Thunder who are actually very critical of John McCain, and I guarantee you, if she spends time with them, some of them are going to be,
because they're still going for the guys they believe are still back there.
They think there are still people back there.
The MIA people.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a smart move politically. I think she's going to be all over the news next week. We agree.
Great pictures.
I think she's going to be awesome in terms of the country people, if you will. And a lot of people feel country if they live in the city, right? I think I'm onto something. Of course, I wanted to run in the worst way.
So do I. I want to actually win.
And I wanted to run because I think the Republican side right now, these three guys right there, I'm not going to call them the Three Stooges. They're men of great intelligence, probably. Palin, I don't get it, except Romney, then I get it. He's less boring than Romney. Huntsman doesn't like Romney, but this doesn't make sense to me as the only options your Republican Party have. In a year, you know you have a shot at being the president.
I'll tell you, but Palini's got a great blue-collar message.
You on his team yet?
I'm not on his team, but his message, I think, could resonate.
He excites you.
John Huntsman.
He actually does.
John Huntsman is the guy to watch. John Huntsman.
Thank you. I've heard that. Thank you. I keep hearing this, but I don't see it. Thank you, Steve McMahon. Thank you, Todd Harris.